But now, to commercial TV and a fierce war that's erupted between the national networks and their regional cousins.
What if regional Australia lost its voice? We'd no longer receive the same news services, community updates or information about issues that are important to our area from our local television or radio stations. If government policy doesn't change soon, we might lose our voice altogether. Don't let regional Australia lose its voice.
That campaign by Prime, Win, Southern Cross and Imparja to shake up Australia's outdated media laws is running online and on regional TV. We've also been covering it as a news story.
Losing local news services also means the loss of regional jobs, and it's happening already. Win has closed newsrooms in Mildura and Mackay, joining a long list of print and radio jobs which have also disappeared over the past 12 months.
And those closures are just the latest casualties. Since 2010, Win has also canned its local news bulletin in Mount Gambier and closed bureaus in Albany, Geraldton and Broome. Meanwhile, Prime has shut down its broadcast studios in Tamworth, Orange and Wagga Wagga. And Southern Cross has sacked more than a dozen staff in Canberra and is reviewing services in Tasmania and regional South Australia. The campaigners claim more will follow unless the government steps in. But Channel 7 says the regionals have only their own self-interest at heart, and it's hit back with a campaign of its own.
Now some regional TV networks are threatening to axe local news services unless TV laws are changed. They really want to make it easier for mergers and takeovers. We don't support their bullying and threats, and viewers shouldn't be treated as pawns. Tell your local MP, be strong, leave TV laws alone.
So, why the war? Well, regional stations do have something to complain about, because Stan, Presto and Netflix have been taking their customers. And now, Channel 7 is doing it too.
Can you believe what's happening? What if you could take your TV anywhere? It's coming. Plus 7. Now more than catch-up TV. You'll see Channel 7 live, anywhere, on any device.
Plus 7 began as a catch-up service for programmes you may have missed. But by the end of this year, it will be streaming all 7's programmes live around Australia. And on launch day in Wollongong 2 weeks ago, it was doing just that with Sunrise. As Prime broadcast the breakfast show to local TVs, 7 was streaming it live to mobiles and tablets in the area, as this photo shows. And when Prime switched to local ads, 7 was busy selling Coke to mobile users. And, not surprisingly, Prime Chairman John Hartigan reckons that is unfair.
It's like being given a free licence to do whatever you want without paying a licence fee, while taking an income stream from the legitimate licence holders.
Prime pays 7 handsomely for its programmes and is meant to get exclusive access to the Wollongong area by paying a licence fee to the government. It's also supposedly protected via the Reach rule, which stops the network's broadcasting to more than 75% of the country. But the 1992 Broadcasting Act does not cover newfangled things like streaming, so 7 can effectively do what it likes. And what's the answer? As John Hartigan told the Financial Review,
the only way to secure our future and the future of regional news services is if we update media laws. That will allow mergers and acquisitions that achieve economies of scale.
Aha! Scrapping the Reach rule would allow regional stations to sell themselves to the networks before they're put out of business. It would also, for example, allow Win, owned by billionaire Bruce Gordon, to buy Channel 10, in which he owns a major stake, if he wanted to. And updating the laws might also allow TV stations to merge with local newspaper groups. But while this would please shareholders in regional TV, would it save their local news service? QUT's Ben Goldsmith says no.
The reality is these companies have closed newsrooms. They have reduced the amount of news in local areas already. To claim that removing limitations on ownership would enable them to have more coverage, more local news, is disingenuous. It could actually threaten local voices.
Media analyst Roger Coleman is also sceptical that scrapping the old laws would halt the decline. Local TV news is expensive, he says, and where it can't make money, it will die back. The answer he puts forward is much more radical.
If the government is worried about regional TV services, they should pay. Better to have a separate regional ABC do it. That's the only solution to keeping local news services.
In the meantime, with an election on the way, it's unlikely that anything is going to happen. Kerry Stokes and Rupert Murdoch have already made it clear that they oppose any changes the government is now offering. So, campaign or no campaign, we reckon the stalemate won't be broken.